Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for something content for day number 5 of our Fanvent calendar. And today we're going to be looking back over the last 10 years as we are now approaching the brand new decade. We're going to have a look at our Southampton team of the decade. Now, we asked you guys on Twitter to vote for who you think was the best player in each position over the last 10 years at Southampton. And so we've compiled the results, we've put the team together, and it's actually looking pretty good. But before we get into the video, do make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications turned on if you haven't yet already, so you don't miss the rest of our Fanvent series in the build up to Christmas. Also go check out our giveaway. We are giving away one Southampton shirt, so if you want to enter that and be in a chance of winning, go check out our Twitter and Instagram. Right, let's get into the video. So like I said, we did a poll for each position on Twitter, and it was really nice to see we got a couple thousand votes, which was really nice. And so, yeah, I think just get into it. So in goal, the nominees were Fraser Forster, Kelvin Davis, Artur Boruc or Alex McCarthy. Now, there haven't been too many good goalkeeping performances over the last couple of years. Fraser Forster, of course, was fantastic for under Ronald Koeman. Then had a downward spiral. Boruc was okay, had a couple of mistakes in him, of course. And Kelvin Davis was just superb for us in the lower leagues. Unfortunately, wasn't good enough to play in the Premier League, really. And Alex McCarthy hasn't really been here long enough and put in really strong performances to be in with a decent shout. So it was neck and neck between Fraser Forster and Kelvin Davis, as you can imagine. But coming out on top was Fraser Forster with 46% of the vote. Kelvin Davis got 44%. So it was very, very tight. But Forster is still technically at the club. He's on loan at Celtic at the moment, but he joined from Celtic in 2014 when Ronald Koeman had just joined. I think it was £10 million, which I think was a record for a British goalkeeper. I can't remember exactly, but you know, he was superb, especially when he came back from that horrendous knee injury. And you know, under Claude Puel, who's all right, satisfactory, I guess, but we rewarded him with the 5-year contract, which wasn't really sensible. But yeah, I think definitely deserves to be in that team. Now, right back was also quite a difficult shout. Well, easy because there was one outstanding candidate, but to find decent candidates as well, we shortlisted Nathaniel Klein, Cedric Suarez, Luca Martina and Danny Butterfield. Now, Martina is probably best known for his Arsenal goal. Butterfield was key for us when we got promoted. Cedric's been there for a while now and has put in some decent performances here and there. But Nathaniel Klein did win the vote by a very large majority of 85%. Now, Klein was there from the beginning of our Premier League campaign. I think we signed him from Crystal Palace, wasn't it? And he was very strong for us. He was a really good player, key, and I guess deserved his move to Liverpool. I'll never forget that goal in the League Cup away at Arsenal. But we haven't really been blessed with really strong right backs, which is probably why it was made easy for him to win by such a large majority. Now, centre backs. By the way, this is a 4-4-2 formation, meaning that the top 2 centre backs in terms of votes were going to get a place. It's pretty obvious, but let's talk about candidates first. So we shortlisted Virgil van Dijk, Jose Font, Maya Yoshida and Toby Alderweireld. Alderweireld was only here for a season on loan, went off to Spurs in the end on a permanent deal. Maya Yoshida has been here since the beginning of our Premier League return and is such a key player. He will go down as a legend for Southampton, I think. And then Jose Font, I mean, what a man he was for our club. Real shame that he's not here still, but really nice to see him doing well in France. And then of course Virgil van Dijk, the best defender in the world at the moment, regardless of what you think about how he left. He is the best defender in the world now. But like I say, no surprise who won. Virgil van Dijk and Jose Font of course came out on top. They are a pretty strong centre-back pairing. Van Dijk joined from Celtic in 2015, fantastic bargain, £30 million, I mean, and we got 75 for him. Good business there. And Jose Font, I mean, he'll go down as a club legend, like with Yoshida, I mean more so than Yoshida in my opinion. What he did for us during the lower leagues was just so valuable, and it's a real shame that we don't have a captain like him now. Now on to left back. The candidates were Ryan Bertrand, Luke Shaw, Danny Fox and Dan Hardy. Now 2 of them played for us in the Championship, 2 of them played for us when we were doing one in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure you know who it was between. But Ryan Bertrand came out on top. Now he is still at the club. He joined on loan initially from Chelsea in 2014, then made it permanent in 2015, and he's been excellent for us in my opinion. Some people question his commitment to the club, but I don't personally. I think he loves the club and that's why he's still here, and I think he has had the opportunity to go off to a bigger club and he's decided to stay here. Now it was close between him and Luke Shaw, but overall Bertrand actually got a majority vote with 53%. Now Luke Shaw of course was very good for us but didn't play that much in the first team before his move to Manchester United, and well, it's gone well since then, hasn't it? Now with the centre-backs, we've got 2 central midfielders. Now the candidates were Morgan Schneiderlin, Adam Lallana, Victor Wanyama and Stephen Davis. Now Stephen Davis, like Yoshida and Font, should be given lots of plaudits for his service to the club. He was here for a long time, loved the club. But with Schneiderlin and Lallana, I mean, they were here from the very beginning, like League One days we're talking. Of course, they're the ones that came out with the majority of the votes. Schneiderlin and Lallana go into the team of the decade, and there's no surprise. Schneiderlin joined us in 2008 from Strasbourg before leaving for Manchester United in 2015. He went through the leagues with us. As for Lallana, he too went through the leagues before his big move in 2014 to Liverpool, but he was an academy product. I think everyone's disappointed with how he left, but he was such a key player for us, you know. Again, 2 players here, wingers. Now it was between Nathan Redmond, Sofiane Boufal, Sadio Mane and Dusan Tadic. Again, I'm pretty sure you can guess who the 2 players who won were. Now they both joined in the same summer, Mane on the deadline day and Tadic earlier on in the summer. Tadic came from Groningen in the Eredivisie and left last summer for Ajax. Has done incredibly well since they're getting nominated on the 50-man Ballon d'Or shortlist. It's just unreal. Mane was the same. He's also been on the Ballon d'Or shortlist after his move to Liverpool in 2016. He only spent 2 seasons, but he was such a good player for us and has gone on to become an even better player, like a world beater. So I guess we put Mane on the left and Tadic on the right in our team. Finally, we're on to strikers. Now those shortlisted were Graziano Pella, Ricky Lambert, Shane Long and Jay Rodriguez. I think it's pretty obvious who won. 2 strikers, of course. Shane Long didn't win, as I'm sure you're shocked to hear. It was actually Ricky Lambert and Graziano Pella. Now Pella, I'm still disappointed about the fact that he was only here for 2 seasons. It feels like he was here for like a decade. You know, he just was loved by every single fan. As for Lambert, I mean, if anyone's going to go down as a Southampton legend, it's going to be him in terms of players in this team. I mean, what he did for us was just incredible. He is one of the main reasons why we're in the Premier League today, you know, through scoring plenty of goals in League One, the Championship, and then he even was scoring in the Premier League. Got his dream move to Liverpool. Unfortunately for him, it didn't work out. But yeah, I can't even describe how much of a key player he was for us in those promotion days. But Jay Rodriguez also deserves a little mention. I mean, what he did for us before his injury was great. I mean, he looked like he was going to be such a good player. Honestly, I'm still gutted for him regarding his injury because he was going to go to the World Cup. But it's nice to see him back in the Premier League scoring goals with Burnley. But that is it, guys. Let's go over our Southampton team of the decade. Now, in goal it is Fraser Forster. Left back Ryan Bertrand, the 2 centre backs of Jose Font and Virgil van Dijk. At right back we've got Nathaniel Klein. In midfield it is Morgan Schneiderlin and Adam Lallana. On the left we've got Mane and on the right we've got Dusan Tadic. And up front the massive pairing of Graziano Pella and Ricky Lambert. That is the team of the decade that you guys voted for. I have no disagreements at all there. I think it's an outstanding team, and if we still had that team, I mean, wow, what a force we'd be. But thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, and have notifications turned on so you don't miss the rest of our Christmas Fanvent series. Let us know who you make your team of the decade. I mean, you voted for it, so hopefully it looks the same. But if you would have put a different player in a certain position, let us know. And we will see you tomorrow for our next video. See you then, guys.